The Donald Trump Elon Musk romance keeps reaching new heights, but it is the tech billionaire's full throated campaign for the president elect and his generosity in donating $119 million dollars for the Republicans' election efforts that has garnered headlines. But relations were not always so friendly between the two. In fact, they did not see eye to eye for a long time. Over the past decade, Musk has had a complex relationship with political figures, often maintaining a neutral stance. In the 2016 and 2020 elections, Musk sided with Trump's political rivals, Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden. In 2017, Musk criticized Trump for his stance on environment and the economy. However, after Trump's election, Musk joined the president's Strategic and Policy Forum and served as advisor on economic issues. Musk left the group in 2017 after Trump pulled out of the Paris Agreement. But by the 2020 presidential elections, Musk's comments aligned with Trump's views, especially on the reopening of the economy during the COVID-19 pandemic. The SpaceX CEO started to express increasingly favorable sentiments towards the former U.S. president in late 2022, particularly after he declared his intention to run for office in 2024. By 2023, Musk was showing more support for Trump's initiatives on social media, leading to the final days of the presidency. Musk, the richest man in the world, endorsed Trump and took part in his campaign. He also relentlessly promoted Trump's candidacy on his social media platform, X. And now Trump has tapped Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy to lead the Department of Government Efficiency, Doge. Doge is a nod to the Musk-backed cryptocurrency, Dogecoin. It aims to enhance governments by dismantling bureaucracy. This is in line with Trump's longtime aim of curbing wasteful spending to save America that he pushed during his campaign. All right, for more on this, we are now being joined by Mark Merowitz, professor at State University of New York Maritime College and a political analyst. Mark, great to talk to you again. So since last night, some very interesting names have come up in President-elect Donald Trump's team. Who do you find most intriguing and most interesting among his picks, his recent picks?
One's expected, Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, great idea. Mike Huckabee as ambassador to Israel is unbelievably great. But the two that are interesting to your question are Hegseth, who is the Fox News commentator and veteran and Bronze Star winner for Secretary of Defense, and Matt Gaetz for the Attorney General. The Matt Gaetz appointment has become highly controversial and is in great doubt. I mean, my view of it, to be candid, is I think that the Gaetz nomination is a distraction from Hegseth, who, a lot of people are saying, well, he's not an expert on defense, and he's a Fox News journalist. He's not qualified. But on the other hand, he's been in combat and he's a veteran. And he's a smart guy, and he's written quite a bit. He's controversial because he has actually said that women should not be in combat. So that will immediately raise issues. In order for these candidates, these nominees to get through, they will have to be approved by the Senate. And it's very unlikely that Matt Gaetz will be approved. Maybe Trump will put him in another role that doesn't require Senate confirmation, such as a White House communications position, an advisor to the president, in which case he won't need Senate approval.
It'll be really interesting to see because there was supposed to be an ethic reports on Gaetz' allegations against him coming out and made public soon. He resigned from Congress right away. Whether he gets congressional approval or not, well, this report is never going to come out. So that's a really interesting point I thought about Gaetz as well. But you're absolutely right. It's hard to imagine that he'll get that confirmation. Let's talk about Donald Trump and Elon Musk. They aren't a natural alliance. At least they weren't. They have disagreeing views on some issues. Do you think that they can move forward together?
Well, just for a moment on Gates, to note that there was a federal probe, legal probe, and that was dropped. And as you say, the ethics probe that was there was quite serious. The other point was that he is the one who led the revolt against Kevin McCarthy, and he shook up the Republican Party and almost lost their majority. Now, Musk is interesting because in the New York Times today, there is an article called The Bromance That Cannot Last. Why? Says this Professor Nassau. He says there have been lots of millionaires and bazillionaires in the past. He mentions Andrew Carnegie, William Randolph Hearst, who have tried to become experts and be relied upon by presidents, and they were pushed aside. I'm not so sure that's going to happen here. Because Carnegie. These are, unique figures of a different era, and certainly Hearst was very controversial, and Carnegie was also controversial because of the suppression of the Homestead Strike, and Hearst was also, in terms of yellow journalism and causing the Spanish-American War. Musk is just a genius. I think he's a genius. I think that Trump means what he says, but the point is to go into the government and to create efficiency in the federal government is a job that will even be daunting for the greatest genius in the world. The other thing is, he's doing this job with Vivek Ramaswamy, another gigantic political figure in this country. I just envision them, Susan, sitting in the same office with desks facing each other, watching what the other one is doing. I just think, wow, that's like two giants and, put into a small area, kind of like jockeying for who's the one that's going to make the big decisions and who's the one that's going to do the great things. I just think that one is just going to be kind of amazing to watch. But I have faith in them. I'm not so sure they can overcome the federal government.
Yeah, definitely a lot of strong personalities and so much talent in this new administration. We'll be watching closely, Mark, and it's always great to talk to you. Let's talk more about this issue.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.